really loved going to St. Louis and like exploring the city kind of, and how they had the shuttle buses that took us around to like all the galleries. Like that was just a really awesome experience for me because that's not something I really ever get to do. I loved walking around the Sam Fox School campus and in their art galleries. And
there was a letterpress demonstration, and I can't remember the name of the artist. There were mandolins there and a banjo player, and he was wearing overalls, and he just made some of the coolest prints that I've seen. And I hadn't known much about letterpress printing or like what they'd be capable of, but like
I think that the experience that left the most impression on me was going through the open portfolio session, because there were a lot of students there who were, you know, no further along in school than me, and so it was really interesting to see all the things that they had done so far and how like the direction they were planning and going in.
One of the exhibits was seeing how this printmaking ink, when laid on this glass table that had like sensors below it, I feel like, it like made a noise. You'd lay ink on the table and all of a sudden there'd be a noise, and that was really cool. I love music also, and I love printmaking, so I was combining two of my favorite things, which was really cool. And I could have stayed at that table like all day, just like doing different kind of marks.
And I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that did the type, the old guy in the overalls, just being in that workshop and sort of like all the posters that he'd had up around and set up for us to look at was really powerful, I thought. And watching that process was really exciting too. It was a very like fast-moving, exciting process that we did.
I really enjoyed going to Little Friends of Printmaking's talk, because they're kind of what I want to be. And I'm learning more that there are a lot of people like them, which gives me a lot of hope. Their philosophy about sticking with your own style and being yourself.
There are also just like a mind-blowing quantity of new techniques and ideas and ways to apply things, like just basic printmaking techniques, but put into altered books and things like that. And that was really neat to see just like a small fraction of the things you can do with printmaking.
I would say I saw a lot of really awesome lithography and like multiple colored lithography, which I thought was really cool. And I did a little experimentation with different colored lithography at the end of last semester, but it was really nothing compared to what I saw at the conference. It was like, I would like to get that good at lithography eventually, but yeah, those booths that had that kind of lithography definitely grabbed my attention, and
I liked a lot of the collaborative things that they had done. I thought that was cool, and there was kind of like there was sort of a focus on some collaborative things at the conference, I felt, and at the school.
I'm in a printmaking too, independent study, and I'm doing screen printing, and I really enjoy screen printing. I think just because the interaction between the layers, and I really enjoy overlapping images.
I would definitely say relief printing. Being able to like draw on the block, and you get all that stuff done, you get all the details worked out and put on the block, and then all you have left to do is carve and print. And you know, carving takes a really long time, and it'll make your hand really sore, but it's really calming, and like it's really easy to forget about everything else that's happening in your life when you're carving. And like, so I'd be in this room and I'd be carving for like 6 hours, and I'd be like, oh, where'd the time go? It's been 6 hours, and all I thought about was carving and printing and stuff.
Well, I am doing printmaking too in screen printing, and I chose screen printing because I kind of enjoyed all of the different mediums, but it seemed like the most, like the one that would be best to use in the future, because it is so commercially applicable, and you can like make t-shirts, posters, and do all sorts of different things with it.
Although I'm terribly interested in screen printing, all the ones that I've tried I've really enjoyed, and hope to have enough time in my life to explore all of them. thoroughly, even though we'll see if that happens. But I also really like just the tactile nature of like carving out things, so like a linoleum cut or a wood cut.
Well, without the Parsonage Fund, I would have not been able to go to the conference, and we are just incredibly lucky to have a way for students to do these extracurricular things, not having to do with school, but like sort of enjoying and bringing something back to our time here at Northland that we actually really personally value. And having a fund set up that is available to us just kind of makes me feel like Northland cares more about my experiences outside of Northland, and you know, that I can bring those back to people here.
The Parsonage Fund has not only allowed me great opportunities, both through like the printmaking conference and other conferences and things I've attended, but from everything I've heard from students who have gone through the Parsonage Fund application process and then gone on to write grants for other organizations, it makes it so much easier. And I know the first time I wrote it, I really struggled with what to say and how to present things, and now it's, you know, pretty much a piece of cake. So it's a great opportunity and a great learning experience.
The Parsonage Fund is one of the greatest resources I think any undergraduate student could ever hope for. I have friends in other colleges that I've told them about the Parsonage Fund and the ways that I've used it and other students have used it, and it's a very rare find where you can go to a group of people, tell them something that you're passionate about that you think will help you a lot or help other people a lot, and they'll pay for you to do it if you propose it.
What I realized was that like other schools don't have parsonage funding, and we're like so lucky to have that here at Northland. Like, I feel so blessed to go to the printmaking conference, even though a lot of it was, I mean, I'm pretty new to printmaking, so a lot of it was stuff that I don't know a lot about, but being able to see everybody else who just was in love with printmaking like I am, and like seeing how far they had gone was just so cool, and I hope that I can create something that's like beautiful and awesome as some of those printers someday. So yeah, thank you, Parsonage.